In a workshop not so far away, there lived an unusual family. They loved to sing and work and dance, while Abba kept a watchful eye on them. They felt loved and cared for. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of the story, let's meet some of the family members. The carpenter is loving and kind and fun. His joy is infectious. His laughter is so bright it can be heard all around. Whenever anyone needs advice, they ask the carpenter, and he shows them what to do. Gary the grinder grinds metal and bricks. He is very powerful, and his disc spins very, very fast. Gary is full of goodness. Penny the pencil writes words. She marks the wood so the carpenter knows where to cut. She marks where holes need to be drilled. Penny has patience with everyone. Peter the plier cuts wire. He also helps to grip pipes and rods. Peter is very helpful and he is full of peace. Felicia the file shapes wood. She removes the wood to form different shapes. Felicia is fruitful in all she does. Willie the welder welds pieces of steel together. He has little sticks of metal, and this helps the steel to stay together. Willie the welder controls his will well and has a lot of self-control. Sid the saw saws wood. He cuts up wood into usable pieces. Sid is very steadfast and persistent, which means he keeps at it until the job is done. Screwy the screwdriver screws the screws in and out of wood. The screws keep wood and metal and plastic in place. Screwy has a sound mind and is brave. With his sound mind, he makes the right decisions. Harry the hammer hits nails into wood. He can also remove nails. Harry has a heart of faithfulness. You can rely on him. Daryl the drill drills holes in wood and metal and plastic. Holes are needed in the wood for screws. Daryl is filled with delight and joy. He makes people laugh. Tommy the tape measure can measure just about anything in inches. Measurements are needed to do good woodwork and building buildings. Tommy is filled with tender loving care and loves everyone. Tammy the tape measure measures stuff in millimeters. She can measure walls and tables and other things too. Tammy has tolerance for everyone. That means she has a very kind heart. Charlie the chisel chisels wood. This means she cuts out little or big pieces of wood to make a chair or a table. Charlie is cheerful inside and out. Priscilla the paintbrush paints with paint. She can paint on wood and walls and plastic and metal. Priscilla is very precise. She chooses her loving words well and is very gentle when speaking and painting. Starlet the star screwdriver screws screws in and out, but the screw has to be a star-shaped screw. Starlet loves to show sympathy and listens very well. Now that we have met the tools in the workshop, let's start the story about Tommy the tape measure and how the carpenter showed him his purpose. Tommy the tape measure was new to the workshop. He looked around in amazement. He saw all the different tools. All of a sudden, Tommy felt sad. He looked up at the carpenter. "Carpenter, they all know what to do, but I don't." "Why, Tommy, you were created to measure things," said the carpenter, to make him feel better. Tommy replied, "But Tammy already does that. She measures things." The carpenter lovingly looked at Tommy and said, "Yes, she does, but she measures in millimeters, centimeters, and meters. You measure in inches, feet, and yards." "What's the difference, carpenter?" asked Tommy. "Let me show you," he said. "You see, Tommy, I'm going to build a big boat, and these plans are the plans for the boat. They are measured in inches." "Wow, I see now. So you really do need me?" Tommy asked, his little face lighting up. "Yes, of course I need you. You are the perfect tape measure for this job." And just like that, Tommy felt on top of the world because he knew what his purpose was. All the tools were happy for Tommy. The end of this adventure of the workshop.